Hi everybody, it's Crystal. It's your friendly neighborhood fiber fanatic, yarn lover, fiber freak. I don't know, whatever you want to call me. All of the above. Alright, so I'm going to do a short video on a yarn that I purchased the other day. If you went with me on my outing to Walmart, first Walmart trip I went to, and over a year, I went inside, checked out their yarn, seen that nothing really changed. Still the same. But anyways, so today is 6/4/2021. But while I was at Walmart, they had a new yarn that it's not extremely new, but it's still pretty new. And I wanted to try it for a while and do a review on it because it looked pretty cool. And I just didn't want to pay what they wanted for it at Yarn Inspirations. I don't know. But for some reason, I just didn't get it. But when I was at Walmart, I saw it, and I thought I would pick up a ball of it and do a review on it. Now, this is Red Heart Super Saver Color Block. Now, it looks pretty cool there in the picture. You can see because it's got the blocks of color mixed in with the variegated yarn. So, it's a 10-ounce ball, 283 grams. 482 yards or 440 meters. Now it recommends a crochet hook of a 5.5 millimeter. It does not give a down here knitting needle. Sorry about that. It is a 5 millimeter. Now it is classified as a number 4 weight or an Aran weight, and it is made in the U.S. of imported fibers, and it's 100% acrylic, so you can wash or dry. So if you are familiar with Red Heart Super Saver, their lines of yarns, whether it be regular Red Heart Super Saver, Red Heart Super Saver Stripes, Red Heart Super Saver Ombre, it feels identical to all of those. It's not extremely soft, but Red Heart does soften up after you wash it in the washer and dry it. So I've been told. So this, I actually used some of it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So it is, like I said, if you've used Red Heart Super Saver, this would be no surprise to you about the way it looks, the way it feels, or the way that it crochets. Okay, so I have seen it, so I bought mine at Walmart. They didn't have really very many colors of it. And it was $6.44. So that's the same price as the regular at Walmart, regular Super Saver Jumbo rolls. I did notice they do have it on Yarn Inspirations website. It's $9.99 at the moment, and they have about 8 colors available of it. And it still says that it's a new yarn. I did look at the reviews on Yarn Inspirations, and it only has a 3-star rating, but the reviews, the bad reviews on it are really kind of minor. Like one person's upset because they couldn't get the color that they wanted and gave it a 1 star, and the other one was like they said it had a bunch of knots and breaks and stuff in the skein. Okay, so that very well could be, but I'll tell you my experience with mine, and I'll show you what it looks like crocheted up and what it looks like on my knitting machine. So I almost used all of my skein, almost 500 yards of it on my knitting machine and crocheting with it. There was not one break, and there was not one knot. Now that is very unusual for especially Red Heart or any value yarn, well, in my experience, not to have at least one knot. But I really found none. But that doesn't mean that there can't be any. But my experience with it is I found none. So let me turn my camera around. Well, actually, before I do that, I'll show you what it looks like on the knitting machine. It's quite beautiful on the knitting machine. It is very, very pretty. The color that I have is called Party Time. Party Time. Look at that. Isn't that just so cool? I do not like busy yarns, but I like this, how the busyness is broken up with the blocks of color. It is very pretty, and as you can see on the knitting machine, it's going to be quite even. So the spaces between the color blocks the solid colors, they're all the same size, and the variegated blocks are all the same size. That's just the way it's going to turn out on the knitting machine most of the time. So this is double layered. I could wear it as a scarf if I would have used the whole skein of it, but I wanted to crochet with it too, because it will look different when you crochet with it. It will not be this consistent. But I think it's really neat as far as using it. If you're a knitter and or a crocheter and you don't mind doing single crochet the whole way, I think the consistency of it will stay pretty consistent. But yeah, that's very beautiful, I think. They have some really pretty colors. Maybe I might grab up another one when my Walmart gets some more in and make myself on the knitting machine a scarf out of this, because it's quite cool. Okay, now I'm going to turn my camera around and show you my crochet piece. Okay, so here's my crocheting that I did with it. So you can see that it's not going, I did all double crochets, and I did do a row bobble, so you can see the definition is there on the solid block of color. It probably wouldn't be quite as visible on the variegated color, but it's pretty cool. I use straight double crochets other than the row of bobbles, and it really depends on how long, if you're making a big blanket, your line of color is not going to be very big before your variegated starts. So and it's probably going to be, if you don't mind it being like starting and stopping, like say the variegated started here and then started, if you don't mind that look, that's fine. Otherwise you'd probably have to color control it. As far as the variegated colors go, there was really no rhyme or reason as far as how the length of them. Some of the variegated colors were a lot longer, see that, than the others. And then some are just couple little stitches of it. So I don't know how that is, but so it crochets just fine, just like Red Heart Super Saver crochets. I had no trouble with the splitting, no trouble with knots or breaks, or just like I said, just works out just fine. If you're from, I think it's cool, and I think it's neat, and I think if I was going to crochet with it, I would need to really figure out a certain project, and I myself would have to color control it, because I really don't like inconsistencies. Sometimes I can handle it, but a lot of times it bothers me. so I would color control it, and I do have a video on how to color control. You can find that in my playlist on my channel. But if you don't mind the inconsistencies of it, it's a really neat yarn, and you can see that it's crocheting just fine, and it will wash and dry just fine, I'm certain, because it's Red Heart Super Saver, and it's a good 4/8. It's doing everything it should. I think it's neat, and like I said, I would definitely if it's stiff, but it's okay. Okay, I am back. So as I was saying, I would definitely buy it, I think, in another color that wasn't quite so bright. Although I don't mind the brightness of this. But I do like the consistency of the colors being broken up with the solid blocks. And I like the way they're all even, because they were done on a knitting machine. So yeah, they had some pretty colors at Yarn Inspirations, and I'll wait for my Walmart to get some more in. This might have been the only one they had at my Walmart. I can't remember, but it was $6.44 at Walmart. It's $9.99 at Yarn Inspirations, a ball. Whether or not, I don't know if it's anywhere else. I really didn't notice it anywhere else, but it doesn't mean that it's not anywhere else. But I don't think I remember seeing it on Michael's or Joann's. But yeah, it's been a while since I reviewed a Red Heart yarn. But I'm gonna give this let's see, if I had to, I like to grade them. I don't know. I give them a number between 1 and 10 on how well I like it. Even though it is a Red Heart Super Saver. And there's nothing wrong with Red Heart Super Saver. I use it all the time. I have a lot of Red Heart Super Saver. Whether it be stripes, ombres, regular Red Heart Super Saver. I have a lot of it. And I might add some of these to my collection. I mean, I like it. But Red Heart Super Saver is a stiff yarn, but as I mentioned, it will soften up after you wash it. Red Heart Super Saver, it lasts a long time too. So I've heard stories of Red Heart Super Saver blankets lasting for years and years and years and years after being washed over and over and over, washed and washed and washed, and they're still just durable. So it is a good yarn. Done up with the knitting machine, I love the way I'd probably give it a good solid 8. Not that it feels the greatest, but that it's just I know that it will soften up. But I think the concept is cool. But you're just going to have to, I myself will just have to think of the right pattern to crochet with it. Or I'll have to do a lot of color control. Because if, like I said, if you try to make a baby blanket or any type of blanket with it, a throw, one that has a long starting chain, it's going to be thin blocks. You might only get a couple rows of solid and then a couple rows of variegated. It really depends on what stitch you're using. But if you like, the look of the, craziness, then you wouldn't have to color control it. Everybody's different. They like what they like. I think it's cool. I like it. And I'll buy it again. I'll make a scarf out of it on my knitting machine to wear this winter. I got a lot of scarves I want to make for this winter. And when I make it, I'll show you guys, okay? I'm not going to use this color. I'm going to use a color that is more neutral probably. But that's it. I do like it, and I would definitely buy it again. I would probably just purchase it at Walmart though, because that's where it's the cheapest at. $6.44. It's a good deal because that's like their jumbo rolls of yarn. So yeah, that's it. I appreciate you guys watching my video. Good job, Red Heart. Come out with some more new ones. I'd like to review your yarns. Thanks everybody. Bye bye guys.